Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on Saturday, February 15, 2020 at 17:25 Eastern Time. Well, it's been a while, but that's fine. I'm, again, as I make in my last little time I talked with you, I was telling you I felt like I'd been resurrected, I think, and that continues. So good. Well, good for me anyway. I've changed my shoes. I've stopped wearing my military spec boots and gone back to the other boots where I sort of walk on the side of my feet. And I've decided that makes me feel like I'm not going to fall down a lot less. So there. I'm going to walk on the side of my feet. God bless us, everyone. We've had they're saying the two coldest nights of the year here, last night and the night before last. But in reality, in December, we had sort of a week, well, maybe 5 days, where the nights were, not that much colder, but they were down in the single digits. They were down like 9 and 10. We were getting down like to 11 and 12. So, niggle, niggle, niggle. I think about the people that I used to watch, like Annie and her animals, and yeah. But anyway, soldiering on. My son has his confirmation class get confirmed tomorrow. I guess the new bishops, this will be the first time he's interacted with this new bishop, or at least, in a confirmation setting. So I hope that goes, I'm sure it'll go well. As he says, once confirmation's done, it's smooth sailing the rest of the year on his school teaching. He and his wife have been looking at houses. He sent me a link to one of these houses. If they want, I hope they find what they want. The last one he was looking at, well, the one he just recently sent me was like a 5-bedroom house. The other ones were like, 4, but minimum of 4-bedroom houses. It's an interesting housing market in the area of Columbus in which they live. They were built. A lot of these houses were built in the mid-50s, early 50s, late 50s. Excuse me. And depending on where the flow, this isn't like gentrification. It's not like, you go into people go into a devastated neighborhood and buy up the houses and then renovate them such that the people that originally lived there couldn't live in them anymore, couldn't afford to live in them. This is like middle class to upper middle class gentrification. They're going to price each other out of town. But where'd that come from? So I talked to my friend in Tucson last night. And, he was cooking lobster Newburg, and so he had his camera mounted up on top of the cabinets, and I was getting this bird's eye view of this brand new kitchen that they had installed, and which is great because he had sent me pictures of it while it was, but I didn't get a full sense of what they'd achieved, with the big double door fridge, and the big dishwasher, and the tiles, and the granite countertops, and this and that and the other. And that was a lot of fun. And he had this 8-gallon cooking pot, for this lobster. It's like 2.5-pound lobster. And when he was done using it, then he took it out. He says there's a pantry. I said, well, what? So he said, it's the garage. So they turned their garage as kind of like extended pantry, coom, storage area thing, and so that was fun to get a little view into that. I want to wish a happy birthday to my honorary nephew's son, commonly known as E4. So E4 Bennett, happy birthday. I think he's 18 now. I think he's 18. I think his birthday was on the 14th of February. So I hope that went well. 18 is one of the big ones. 21 is one of the big ones. 30 is one of the big ones. The rest of them are just big because you're still around. I'm trying to debate how much to fill. Today about somewhere around 2014. I read a series of books by Jay Bell. Now they were really sort of like young adult books, but they really are not. They're books about guys in their late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, falling in love. They wouldn't appeal to a lot of people, but they appealed to me, and appealed to a lot of other people as well. And the first one, the sort of like the landmark, index book was called Something Like Summer, and then he made a movie of it. I mean, basically, he made a move to get a movie made of this, and it's taken 6 years to get this thing finally getting ready to be released, and so. Some of it's crowdsourced and this, that, and the other. And I ended up, we're talking like 5 years ago or more, I gave $150 toward the production of this movie. And so it's like, we're going to release this, and then you can look at this, and then we're going to finally figure it out, and then we're going to finally release it. And I can't say that they're servers and website were working up to par, but a little emailing back and forth and them being helpful to me, I was able to watch this. It's turned from being a movie about the first book into sort of like an extended summary. Which actually, you sort of think about it, that worked out well. I'll rewatch it, and of course I screen recorded it, and I'll rewatch it again with headphones on so I can hear all the dialogue properly. It's fun. Of course, the arrogant son of a bitch I am, I wanted to see my name come through on the final credits in terms of contributor. Yeah, but it took a while. You know, there was a fair amount of back and forth between myself and the fellow who actually had written the movie. Uh, so good job, guys. Good job. I'd be interested to hear what Jay Bell's thoughts are on this. You know, the fellow who actually wrote the original books. I don't think he's going to be too disappointed. I don't think he has anything to really say badly about it. Oh, gosh. One hesitates to say things, given the social climate about, you know, jumping down everybody's throat about saying things. It's very totalitarian now, isn't it? So, well, of course, there's all sorts of horrible weather going on in England, and I'll be interested to hear what my friend Tony in the UK has to say tomorrow afternoon. Well, my time, tomorrow evening, his time. You know, hope it's none of this swept away stuff, you know, with floods and, you know, sluice-like things going down hillside roads, that sort of thing. No, you don't want that. It's awful. Let's see, Liz came over the other night and talked about, well, many things which I can't talk about, but she has a lot of plans laid out for traveling here in the next 2 or 3 years, and I applaud that for her. Thomas and myself are thinking about going to England here in the first part of June. I haven't yet made any of the bookings. I want to sort of like finalize all this. You know, so we'll see. So it's nice to actually have a kind of a benign. I mean, here I am. I'm, you know, by the grace of God and CBD oil, I'm functional again. Well, I'm not going to talk to you about the other two things that were more sort of like, well, yeah. Okay, enough of this. I will now say bye-bye, YouTubers, and I will also say God bless you all. Lent is approaching. You know, repent. Remember and repent. I like Lent. It's always good to repent. It's always good to examine oneself. No, all the time, but you know, particularly in Lent. And then there's giving up shit. That's crap. That's just shit theology. Lent is about examining one's heart, one's milieu interior, not in the sense of physiology, but in the sense of you know, heart and soul, mind and spirit. Lent's great. You know, with sighs and tears too deep for words. Alrighty, bye-bye, YouTubers.